Hey everybody, Alex Kazor, SteelersDepot.com back with another Pittsburgh Steelers analysis and recap of their 26-15 loss against the Buffalo Bills on what is it Sunday night. And yeah, make this one a relatively short video today. Obviously, I think we kind of know the story. What happened here was not pretty really on in any phase of the game, but obviously starting with the Steelers offense, they were pretty horrific tonight, and things were got off to a bad start. They've scored zero offensive points in the first quarter in four straight games. The only points they've scored over that span was Robert Splain's pick six, Lamar Jackson, earlier in the season. So I mean, that just tells you how bad this offense has been. Coming out with their opening script, drop passes again, hurting them. Deontay Johnson, too early, sent him to the bench. He came back in the second half, redeemed himself slightly, but overall, the drops are becoming the elephant in the room with Deontay Johnson, Eric Ebron, a third down drop as well. This offense went 1 of 10 on third down, really struggling to possess the ball, sustain drives. And of course, when you struggle to win on third down, you often struggle to put up points on the board. Ben's pick six was, as Tomlin said, and we all can agree to that, the turning point of the game, no significant play of the game. And Ben was just not good tonight. And I understand this offense is putting everything into him because there is no run game. There was no run game tonight, and he's got to throw the ball 40 plus times, and you just expect him to make every single play, and that's not a sustainable way to go about it for a game or two. When you got to have it, it can work the way it did against Baltimore in that first meeting, but when you ask for it every single week, it's just not sustainable. Defenses are adjusting. There is no vertical game. Ben's deep ball has been poor. Some of the ball placement on the underneath stuff has been poor, and of course, defenses are anticipating the quick game, taking away the quick game, and it's forcing Ben to a second and third read, and you're just getting some really disastrous results. So offensively, just really very few positive things to say. I thought James Washington touchdown, a good route. Juju got some bigger plays downfield. That was nice, but other than that, did not look good. Allowed their first sack as well, although who really cares about the sack streak at this point? And you had some injuries on the offensive line. Matt Filer, Kevin Dotson, both with pectoral injuries, according to Mike Tomlin. We'll see on the seriousness of them, but obviously offensive line depth could really be an issue if those guys are going to miss some time. And just the last point on the offense, I understand there's not a lot of great answers right now, and maybe Tomlin's right in not having a lot of confidence in the offense as we sit here today. But Ben throws the pick six. You're now down 9-7. You get the ball back, about 50 seconds left. You got still two timeouts, and I think you ran a draw on first and 10 to Jalen Samuels, and then you threw a little screen pass or shallow crosser on second that went into the half. And I don't understand the mentality of not being aggressive there. You got two timeouts. You got 50 seconds, a field goal still gets you the lead going into halftime. Buffalo's getting the ball in the second half, and Tomlin just kind of really made the decision to be conservative there. And if you're getting the ball at half, then maybe that's more, I think, acceptable. But I don't understand why you would just kind of lay on the football and go to the half down, and then Buffalo gets the ball back second half. They march down the field, they score a touchdown, they go up 16-7, and really never look back from there. So just did not like that philosophy overall. Defensively, first half was great. Got a lot of pressure. Cam Hayward just had a great game as always. You didn't get forced the interception picked off by Mike Hilton. Cam Sutton looked good early. Same with Mike Hilton. I mean, overall, you couldn't be too displeased with how the first half went. They allowed a field goal because the pick six happened. And obviously, that's not the defense's fault. Second half, though, different story. Keith Butler continued to send pressure. It did not get home. The pros of the pressure did not outweigh the cons of receivers being able to make plays in space. Josh Allen extending the play. Thought the rush lane integrity was poor, and Allen was able to make plays and extend and roll to his right, where he's really dangerous and get some plays off of that. So that was, I think, a failure overall. But you're just seeing both Washington and Buffalo now adjust in the second half. I think. Let me pull up Josh Allen's stats here in the second half. Yeah, he went 14 to 20 for 162 yards, two touchdowns, no sacks in the second half after their first half performance. 10 to 23, 76 yards, no touchdowns, interception, and one sack. So You're seeing the Steelers defense struggle to adjust to the opponent's adjustments and really losing that chess match going to halftime. They're coming out with good plans and they're getting pressure and they're making plays, but as offenses adjust, Pittsburgh's not able to do the same. So that's probably the biggest concern. Cam Sutton, Steven Nelson, Sutton's good early, got beat on a little bit later in the game. Same with Steven Nelson. Stephon Diggs really had a big game for them, and big PI call on Mike Hilton too on Dawson Knox in the end zone on a play where Allen was able to extend, I think, a third down play at that, and really kind of help seal the deal in this game. So overall, again, you never want to be, and I know that we have this tendency to do so, is to be over the top, and losses are never quite as bad as they seem. Wins off are not quite as good as they seem. Obviously, there's a lot of problems with the Steelers team right now, despite being 11-2. It's going to be very hard to win the AFC in terms of being the one seed. Casey's probably going to have that on lockdown now, and so you're going to have to win multiple games because only the first seed is going to get the bye. So you're going to have to win 3 games now to go to the Super Bowl. And obviously, we're just trying to think about, can his team win a playoff game? And with the way things are going right now, the run game has been non-existent for weeks. It's not just a one-off thing or just a short period of time. And the vertical game has really been in a similar boat. When will this get better? How will this get better? And I think what most people are thinking is it probably won't get better, and so that's going to be a concern. The good news, and I know people are mad right now, and understandably so, is that this team's going to be in the playoffs. If they get these things figured out in the next 3 weeks of the season, for the playoffs, then we'll get in the postseason and go from there. So there is time at least. You're not in a race where you're 8-5 and you got to figure this out right now. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to win in the playoffs. But overall, I'm very disappointed with how this team was played in December. The hallmark of a Tomlin team were really good December teams. They finished the season strong outside of the whole unleash hell thing, but post that, Tomlin teams have been really good finishers, and really the last couple of years, especially well, I guess 2018, 2019, and now 2020, this team has struggled in December. And I don't know if there's a concrete reason for that, but that's been troubling. So this team has not been great lately at figuring stuff out, and they certainly have a lot to figure out right now. So I'll wrap up this video. I didn't want to be too long and keep rambling on, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Of course, we'll be recapping this game all week and get ready for the Bengals. At least the Bengals are coming up. Again, no guarantees for victories here, but certainly if there's a team you'd rather face right now, it's probably the Cincinnati Bengals or the New York Jets. And so the Bengals it is on Monday night, I believe, at Cincinnati. Yeah, I think it is at Cincinnati. So we'll get you ready for that one, and of course, recap what happened in the loss to Buffalo. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.